Hello guys and welcome back to another video as a part of the Entertainment Tuesday series. Yeah, it's a thing now. And as you can probably tell by the title today, we are talking about scary movies. So it's a genre that you really have to be into to enjoy. And not a lot of people enjoy scary movies because they're, well, scary. But, there are various other reasons not to enjoy them, like crazy, nonsensical storylines, people doing things that you'd never actually do in real life because they're dumb. But there are some scary movies that are brilliant and fun to watch and will give you nightmares for a week. But that is the whole idea.
Exactly.
I actually have a scale of rating horror movies based on the amount of days that I cannot sleep after watching it. Okay, so some of us don't just fall asleep. Okay, so I understand that scary movies are not everybody's cup of tea, but I have watched some. I don't watch as many as he does because I do enjoy sleeping every now and again. Okay, I need it. But I have watched a few, he's watched plenty, so I figured let's chat or rate our favorite scary movies today. And just a little thing to preface this with, mine is basically just rating scary movies, okay? His is a little bit more, I guess, because he watches a lot, there's more thinking that went into it. I just took some of the ones I watched and which one is scarier? Okay, so once again, to decide who will go first, we're going to play a round of rock, paper, scissors. This time I'm winning. Okay, so let's do this. Well, that was a little bit embarrassing. Anyways, would you like to go first or second?
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay. So we're starting with number 5. What is your 5th favorite scary movie?
Well, starting off my list is a movie called Get Out. That doesn't contain monsters, zombies, vampires, or whatever mythical creature they decide to put in. But instead, it plays with your mind, and it's kind of scary because these things can happen in real life. They play with your mind, and you never really know what's reality. And if someone gets control of your mind, they can do quite a lot. You're very vulnerable, and I must say that did freak me out a little bit, and was a great storyline as well. And just fantastic movie.
Yes. Well, I do have 2 points. Yes, controlling people's minds are scary. And second, you said there are no monsters, but depending on who you speak to,
Exactly.
you could consider people monsters. I'm not saying people are monsters.
Yeah.
But, they can be. Not all people. You still have nice people in the world, is what I'm saying. But some of them are not so nice, is what I'm saying as well. Let's not judge. Okay, let's just move on. So my the fifth one on my list, I put there because I couldn't think of another scary movie that I watched. And because this is one of the first scary movies that I watched. And at the time that I watched it, I found it very scary. And that is Scream. And I'm just putting the whole franchise in there. All of the Scream movies ever made. Now, some people might say it's not actually that scary, which, true, when I watch them again now, they weren't. But when I watched them the first time, it was one of the first scary movies that I watched ever. And it scared me back then. Okay, so I'm just saying, a creepy guy in a mask chasing me with a knife as a younger person was a little frightening. And, they kind of started my scary movie experience. So I felt that I had to include Scream in there, okay? And it's kind of iconic. The mask of the killer in Scream. It kind of became iconic for Halloween parties and just scary movie things in general. So
and there's a lot of realism in that movie, and it can be But yeah, it's just a movie. It doesn't inspire anything. It's just
movies are movies. People come up with their own twisted stuff. you know, if you want to do twisted things, most people just think about them by themselves. They don't just watch movies like, I'm gonna go do that. No, that's not how it works. Okay,
No.
okay.
Yeah.
Actually, you would think most of the twisted things come from the internet, which is where we are. So, yay,
Hey.
we are not twisted though. We are fun.
Fun, lovely.
We're talking about scary movies because scary movies are fun.
Fun.
Okay, so let's just move on with number 4.
My number 4 would be Dead Silence. I actually had to Google the name because I forgot what the name was, but I don't remember the movie. It's
I
about dolls, right? It's about, and the history about it is it was a woman. She had all these dolls, like she was a ventriloquist. And if you don't know what a ventriloquist is, just look at Jeff Dunham. But this woman is a little bit more.
Yeah, she wasn't as funny as Jeff Dunham.
You avoid her at all costs.
Yeah.
And she sort of, died, and then her soul possessed the dolls or something. And just the way that the doll just creeped up on you, and whenever the doll is there, it's just, you feel uncomfortable because even though the doll is not watching you, like she's doing now, it just freaks you out. And whenever the spirit is coming and you see that woman, like the spirit appears, if you scream, you die. And that movie was just so terrible, and still to this day I don't like those dolls. So if they're in my house, I throw them away. So don't give them to me as a present.
And then they'll just come back like Annabelle.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm kidding. They won't come back. I also do not like those types of dolls. They scare me. And realistically, if we think about it, we know a doll is not going to come haunt you and kill you in your house. But
why?
if you own one and you have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and you kind of just see it sitting there, it's kind of scary. Okay? I know it's irrational, but
Good way to prank people, though.
yeah, if you want to give them a heart attack. I'm just saying.
But then you should know your audience.
Yeah, know your audience. Very important. Okay. Avoid people with heart problems. Okay. Anyways, my number 4, looking at my list here, also kind of to do with things that you don't want to see. It. I know there was an older version made. I saw the newer version in cinemas. Actually, we went to go watch the first one in cinemas at night because we thought that was a good idea. It was terrifying. Now, I know there's not a clown hiding in a sewer wanting to like make me float or something, but it was scary. Okay, and I kind of saw a clown coming out of my floor at night, which is why I couldn't sleep because my brain was like, okay, so what can we do? We can sleep or we can imagine clowns coming out of the floor. You know what my brain chose, right? Yeah. So it was kind of scary because I know it's fictional and it's a clown, but if you see that clown smiling, hiya Georgie, that scares me. Yeah, it scares me. And I can no longer look at any red balloons without fearing that the clown will get me.
Well, like, just the way I look at it, like, whenever you look at a sewer, when you walk, sewer, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it
Yeah,
right.
it's a sewer.
A sewer. Whenever I walk past a sewer, I like,
Yeah, I just
double
avoid,
check. I just double
avoid
check.
getting close to them.
I'm not getting close to them, so.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Well, we're gonna try to pick up his list that he let fall on the floor without making it look like okay, but he's just not playing along. I had a plan here, which he was not following, but yeah. Okay, so
Sorry.
because none of us have like photographic memories, we have to have lists in front of us, like you can see. I have a notebook, I'm professional. He has a paper that he let fall on the floor, but let's not, okay. Number 3. What is number 3?
Okay, it's my number 3 is a movie that's not very well known. It's a movie called Grave Encounters. Now, they say it's based on a real story, but I don't really
They say
think
that
so.
about a lot of things that aren't based
And
on
then
true
it's just-
stories.
And I think just like a marketing strategy.
It's a scare tactic.
Probably
Like,
is.
ooh, this actually happened, but maybe it didn't.
Yeah. In any case, it was about these people, going to, into the ghost hunters or like the paranormal, and they have all these devices, and they go into this old mental hospital.
Because
And-
that's a good idea.
Yeah, so well, generally I would avoid them, but in any case, no, obviously not. They would go into it in the night, spend the evening there. But in the yes, there comes another twist. They said lock the door so they can't get out. That was biggest mistake ever. And
Lock the doors. Are you insane? I'm
Yeah.
just saying. See, that's what I'm saying about horror movies. People do dumb stuff that you're not supposed to do.
But in any case, coming back to the story, that they walk. Obviously, they explore around the place. They have their set place, and obviously, it's paranormal things falling and lights going out, and it's really creepy. And they did quite a good job of their special effects and all this things coming out of the floor and all this. It was really scary. And when I actually googled the movie, and the time they spent making this movie, it wasn't even 3 days, and it was just a fantastic movie. And I think that was really a scary movie that creeped me out a little bit.
3 days. That's pretty impressive. Okay. Speaking about lights going out and everything like that, my third favorite favorite scary movie is Lights Out, which scares me because when I do get scared after watching a horror movie and I can't sleep, I turn my light on so that I'm not scared. Okay, so now you have this woman who haunts you when the lights are out, and you have to put a light on to make sure she doesn't haunt you, but then she lets all the lights go out and it's like, well, you're like, well, you have a flashlight in your phone, what if your battery dies? Because that happens in scary movies, okay? The battery will always be charged forever, but then once you need the flashlight, the battery will die. Because that is what happens in scary movies. So yes, it scared me because my go-to thing when I'm scared is to turn my lamp on or my light on to make sure, there aren't actually clowns coming out of my floor or women hanging from the ceiling. Okay, so it would be really scary if the lights went out right now.
True. Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I said, because putting a light on is kind of my way to make sure I am okay. And if you have someone who haunts you because the lights are out and you can't put a light on, it kind of messed with me a little. Okay, so that's why I had to put Lights Out on my list. Okay, that's the only reason. Okay, I had to say. Okay, so we are at the top 2 of our favorite scary movies. Are you scared yet? What's your favorite scary movie? Get it? Scream. Okay, so number 2, sir.
Okay, that would be Conjuring, the first Conjuring. That's just started off. How do I say this? Because I've watched a lot of horror movies and it was like almost the same thing, jump scares and like all these unnecessary things. What the hell? And then Conjuring just boost my confidence a bit in horror movies because they really told a great story, and there was lots of scary scenes in that movie. I mean, the rope, like the ropes on the trees, and the mother being possessed, and it was kind of scary. And I think I've actually convinced her to watch it with me, and
because he is crazy.
Well, in any case, you watched it, but that was one of my favorite ones, and that was so scary. And they say that also that one is based on true story, and maybe it is.
Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't.
They are history of those things happening, but that was a scary movie, and I really enjoyed that one a lot.
Okay, well, my number 2 movie, because it can't be the same as his, had to be The Conjuring 2.
Hey.
So he took number 1, I took number 2, because he's the oldest, so he got to pick first. I'm just kidding. We didn't know when we made the lists that this is the way it would work out. I picked The Conjuring 2, and I kind of connect this with the environment in which I was when I watched this movie. Now, The Conjuring 2 is ridiculously scary. Okay, it is terrifyingly scary on its own. But when I watched this movie, I was on a friend's farm for her birthday, and old farmhouses kind of had creaking wooden floors, and there's no good signal in certain parts of the house. And so we watched this, and they all kind of went to bed. And now I was sleeping in a place I didn't know because it was a different bed. Because I didn't know the environment. It's the first time I went there ever. And you have to go to the bathroom, walking on creaking floors. So just putting that movie in my brain, which was already scary, and then the scary environment surrounding me and the scary environment my brain decided to make up, I was terrified. So me and a friend spent the whole evening watching cartoons instead of sleeping because neither of us could sleep because The Conjuring 2 just, took that away from us. So that is why it's so high on my list, because like I said, my rating scale is how many days that I go without sleep. So yes, The Conjuring 2 and as you said, The Conjuring, both great movies, and actually having a storyline is kind of a good thing because like you said, jump scares are fun for like the first 2 times it happens. Afterwards, it just gets a little boring.
True.
If it's only a jump scare the whole time, it's like you're gonna get your neck into a spasm and have a headache. It's not gonna be fun for that long. So if it's only jump scares and scared for the fact of scaring, it's getting boring. The Conjuring and The Conjuring 2, I feel like did a really good job at introducing a storyline and actually having really scary things happen, not just things popping out the whole time. Okay.
A funny story, like some people I knew in varsity, they watched this horror movie and there was this power outage, right? In the middle of the horror movie they watched, the power went out and it was in the evening obviously, so you just imagine that watching a horror movie in the middle of the movie that just goes off, you don't, do you move, do you sit still or what?
I think I'll call my mom. Because hopefully the telephone signals still go out into the world. Otherwise I'm screwed. Okay, so we've gotten through the 4 of our favorite scary movies, and it's now time to name the very first top scary movie of all time according to us, the experts.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your favorite scary movie of all time ever?
My favorite scary movie is It. Now, one of the reasons are, I don't really like clowns and I avoid them at all costs. So there's like, now they're asking me like, why would you watch a movie?
It's giving me ideas for April Fool's pranks.
So giving me the ideas. But you would ask, why would you watch a horror movie about a clown? And like, but why? No, I just test myself, That's testing fate. But in any case, I watched it and it was just such a
theater. Like I mentioned, we watched it in the theater at night.
At night, and just that sewer scene just started everything. That was so. I'm getting goosebumps right now talking about it.
It's scary from the start.
It's scary from the start. The scares all the way. It's not like this typical jump scares, a pin falling or someone clapping or something. This was real scares, and one of the scary scenes. One of the scariest scenes, in my personal opinion, was where I can't remember the characters. I'm very bad with names. I can't remember the character's name, but
he doesn't even know my name. I'm just kidding. I think.
But it's when one of the children goes down like into the basement, and they see there's like this water, and
that's the thing that kept playing in my mind as well.
And he sees his brother standing, and obviously his brother is dead. And he starts stalking, and he starts talking funny and screaming, and then the clown, it comes out of the water, and just the way it moved, running out of the water.
And that laugh.
Sure, that laugh, I'm getting goosebumps right now.
It is terrifying.
It was one of the most terrifying scenes, and I just enjoyed that as a horror movie. It served its purpose, and that's why it's my favorite horror movie
of all time ever. Until a new one comes out that's better, but
hopefully.
But yeah, just to come back to what he was saying, that scene with the water on the floor, that is the one that kept me awake, because I would be lying in bed and I would imagine it coming out of my floor. I have a very vivid imagination. Just ask him. Okay, so it was scary. So I agree that scene was terrifying. Okay, but mine. And I'm kind of surprised at how similar our lists are. Like, there were only a few differences, and most of the movies are the same. They're just in different places, which is pretty cool, I think. So that means great minds think alike. Okay, so my favorite scary movie of all time ever is Get Out. Okay, which was his least, well, not least, but fifth on his list of favorite scary movies, which I get. But for me, the realism aspect of it makes it scarier, because you think of the fact that maybe this could actually happen. Like, it is scary because it's scary, okay, but you don't actually think in your real rational mind that there's going to be a clown in your sewer. But when you're obviously sleep deprived, you may think of things like that happening. Get Out has an aspect of realism about it, because you get people who can like put you into hypnosis and do things and play with your brain, and that is scary to me, because I rely on my brain. We all rely on our brains to get through life, and if someone starts messing with your head, it can be really, really freaky. Okay, because once they're in there, getting them out of there is really, really hard. Okay, so Get Out was really scary in the way that it was kind of real to me, that this could actually happen to someone. They could be messing with your head, and maybe you won't even know it. So that was why Get Out had to be at the top of my list. It's not as much that I could actually sleep after watching it, but it when I was watching the movie, it scared me to think that this is something that could actually happen. Unlike zombies, I mean, who knows? Maybe one day we'll have zombies. I don't know. But right now we don't have zombies, so that is why I had to put Get Out at the top of my list. Okay, so yeah, okay, that was our top 5 favorite scary movies of all time ever. Okay, we know maybe in the future that will change if there comes a new horror movie that is scarier.
Let's hope so.
But to quote Scream for the second time today, what is your favorite scary movie? Comment it down below, okay? Maybe it's the same as ours, maybe it's different. We would like to hear about it, okay? Tell us what your favorite scary movie is. If there's a specific genre you want us to do, you can comment that as well. Because, you know, we are millennial and Gen Z, pretty much technologically based people. Yeah. We watch a lot of television and movies, and it's a problem. But we can make videos about it, so that's what's fun. So if you have a genre or anything like that you want us to do in the next Entertainment Tuesday, you can just comment down below. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, give it a like. If you didn't like it, don't leave a dislike, because that's just me. Just don't do anything. And if you'd like to see more videos and not miss out on another video, click subscribe and the notification bell, ding ding ding, so that you get notified when the next video goes up. And that's it, okay? So we will see you next time.
Next time.